here I saw this game here, thanks to niche gamer, called Unleash Your it's called You Are the Monster, but unleash your inner kaiju in You Are the Monster. Everybody wants to level a city skyline like Godzilla. There isn't a person on Earth who hasn't fantasized about terrorizing the townsfolk like King Kong or the Mothman or any number of fictional giant monsters. If you suggest otherwise, you're only kidding yourself. No, I would never. I once upon a time as a child thought Godzilla was a giant robot. I wanted to take it and use it to destroy cities. I wanted to do just that. You say that, Flern, but I think there might be a Jesus simulator out there, but I could be wrong. I wouldn't surprise me at this point. Anyways, back to this. You Are the Monster is an indie game set for release this summer, and the title is very self-explanatory. Developed by Joshua Hughes, this title sets you loose to create havoc as a wide variety of giant creatures, each with their own distinct strengths and abilities. This game is all about letting loose and finding serenity in the violence, chaos, and demolition. There's no beating around the bush, unless of course that's how you dream of unleashing your kaiju's powers. This game gets right to the point and allows its players to destroy purely for the sake of it. The gameplay loop is straightforward from the jump, setting you free to destroy in the hopes your monster will level up just so you can destroy some more. You Are the Monster is scheduled to release soon on PC via Steam and will be available on June 19th, 2026. Here's a list of the game's destructive features from the developer, plus a trailer. Maybe that's also, let's check out the Steam page then. Okay, so that's, yeah, they grabbed from the description here. Ever wanted to be a giant monster rampaging through a city? Experience mindless chaos as you destroy all in your path, earning new abilities, new monsters, and new ways to wreak havoc. So yeah, they do have coming soon to early access, so it'll be going to early access. Destroy everyone and everything in your path as you grow. So we'll take a look at the trailer now before we go into that. Oh, Florence says there is. Oh my God. And good morning to you too, Static. I hope your day is going well, sir. Okay. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's take a look here at this trailer. Let's see here. The part of me, I was almost wondering if I've already looked at something like this, but I don't think this was the same game. They can hide. Seismic slam upgrade. Nice. Become unstoppable. Some of the UI seeming a little, I mean, I guess you don't need a lot, but it seems awfully simplistic. You are the monster. Now they just have some of the screenshots that we already basically saw from the trailer itself. You get to choose, of course, like we already kind of could gather, you get to choose your monster. You have the Kraken, deep sea behemoth, origin. Woken from his decade-long slumber, it emerged from the ocean to annihilate the species that destroyed its home. Oh, and now just back to, so a few weeks back on this, I did look into the whole, what was it? The Roblox Godzilla games that were on there. And like seeing some of this UI really quick is already kind of making me think of that. And I'm wondering if they kind of pulled some of that from to make it but then pull it to make it as an independent game. And with its own monsters and stuff like that, I'm really now kind of curious. Static saying audio volume is good, but you're clipping. Damn it. And hello, Wade. How are you doing today, sir? You saw no buildings destroyed. I guess that's kind of the, I mean, we saw the stores being destroyed here. I think, yeah, we just saw cars. Hang on. I'm going back over it really quick. We gotta see if they are destroyed. There's a fence, not a building though. Yeah, you're right. We did not get building destroying action, but we do kind of, I think that's where this kind of comes in. When you get the monster to be that huge, it's huge, then you start destroying buildings. But yeah, you aren't wrong, we do not get to see actual building destruction. Well, now I'm kind of making out with my microphone to make sure it's not clipping out, because that might have been it might have had it too far away for a moment there. But thank you, I'm glad to hear that I'm sounding fine now. I made the adjustments, I swear. Okay, so about this game, the city is your playground. Destroy everyone and everything in your path as you grow in size and power. So unfortunately, we did not get to see that later levels of your monster being ginormous, huge, and actually destroying buildings. So sadly, we got a little cucked on that one. But hopefully with some future trailers, we'll get to see that. Upgrade your abilities, level up and enhance your abilities in each playthrough to face off against police units, SWAT teams, tanks, jets, and more. Unleash your new okay, so this actually shows some of the other monsters down here. T-83, after being developed in a lab as an experimental bioweapon, it escaped into the city to seek food and wreak havoc. So, and then Enlil, which it doesn't give us any history, it just says demolish history. So that one doesn't give us anything, but we got the little bios for the Kraken and the T-83. Mature content description. The developers describe the content like this: depictions of violence and blood. We have no mention of AI, so we don't know if it's gonna have some AI slop in there, if there's already there or not. They did not disclose that, so that'll be an interesting thing to know for sure. But yeah, action, casual, single player, PvE, arcade, 3D, like it is. You give me a giant monster, you give me a monster to destroy cities, I'll be there, dude. So that'll be kind of interesting. I'll be curious to see what it'll look like for early access. 'Cause like I said, if you saw when I looked over, the Roblox Godzilla game, I'm seeing some similarities here between the two, so I'm kind of glad I looked over that stuff. But at the same time, I wish I hadn't, because now I've got that taint. But otherwise, it's so you do have humans killed. You have a threat level right there. It'll be curious to see when you see the full game, or at least part of the game, just to know. Wade saying it looks like Rampage. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, one way or another, I'm gonna be curious to check it out, and maybe through early access and everything, people can give some suggestions on the development and see what can be kind of done. Just to kind of, I don't know if I want to say. The only thing I can think of is like jazz up the AI or the user interface just a little bit. Seems awfully plain for the style, but let's see here. Oh, we even have, so PC Gamer writes about You Are the Monster. I don't know if they're going to have anything different than what Niche Gamer had. All right, let's take a look at this really quick. So even Niche Gamer's article was pretty quick. And hello, Star Wars Marvel purist over on the Rumble side. How are you doing today, sir? Hope you're doing well. This city smashing monster sim is the first game I've ever played where my reward for beating a level is getting a nuke dropped on my head. Interesting. So they've gotten their hands on it. You Are the Monster is a simple, scrappy chunk of kaiju chaos. It's funny. Anyways, there are a few things more cathartic in this life than a video game that just lets you smash a load of stuff up. In that regard, You Are the Monster is about as pure as it gets. Pick a giant monster, get dropped into a city, and rampage across it. It is profoundly uncomplicated experience. Starting my first round as Kraken, sort of a cross between a lobster and an octopus in a minivan. At first, I think I must have missed a tutorial explaining the controls. No need for one. As it turns out, simply walking into things smashes them aside, whether they're cars, scenery, or civilians, such that I'd be hard-pressed to do anything without causing some kind of havoc. Civilians are understandably terrified at my approach, but at the same time are wonderfully terrible at getting out of the way. Everywhere I go, I find heaving crowds and traffic jams ready to maximize my trail of destruction. Perhaps they've all turned up to rubberneck. Go away. The more stuff I destroy, the more I level up, which unlocks, what else? More ways to destroy stuff. Each monster boasts 3 special attacks, which can then be further upgraded. At first, these abilities, which include things like a ground slam and that smashes everything around me, and a sprinting charge that knocks aside all intervening obstacles, feel like overkill. But when the city starts fighting back, they prove surprisingly vital. One thing that giant monsters apparently have in common with the GTA protagonist is a wanted level. The more stuff I destroy, the bigger the response from the authorities gets starting with police and SWAT teams and escalating until I'm fending off tanks, drones, snipers, and airstrikes. Big as I may be, I'm not invincible, and it's here that a bit of strategy does cut through the mindless smashing. Picking off dangerous opponents fast is key, but it's almost impossible to do so without taking any damage at all. I'm simply too large a target, so the other important thing is healing regularly, which you can only do by gathering health orbs, a rare drop from slain civilians. In practice, it comes down to picking and choosing the right times to use my special attacks and managing their fairly long cooldowns. Getting caught out without one available can be deadly. Again, here we see the choose your upgrade. Overdrive, increase the movement speed by 5%, or overgrowth, increase size by 10%. So that's where even like, that's how you can then get your character to be, you know, much more of a large and destructive force, probably. Of course, they're useful for taking out dense groups of enemies, but often it makes sense to save some for quickly smashing through a crowd to recover when my health starts to dip. The Kraken's ability to suck people right into its maw like a big evil vacuum proves particularly clutch for that. With the right mix of aggression and caution, I managed to survive for a full 13 minutes of rampaging, completing the round. Turns out my reward for that is to get a nuclear bomb dropped on my head. A unique way of both ending the level and providing a bit of karmic balance for all of that murdering I've been doing. Clearly, there's no question I'm the bad guy in this scenario. What are you talking about? You're just a misunderstood monster, that's all. They just don't know. They just don't know. All in all, You Are the Monster is a pretty slight experience. Beating a run with a monster unlocks an endless mode for it, and hitting destruction milestones unlocks new monsters, but fundamentally, the simple core formula doesn't change much. Between the licensed assets and fairly bare bones offering, it's easy to tell that this is a scrappy one-man project. But good kaiju games are thin on the ground, and I appreciate the sheer directness of You Are the Monster. Even that title tells you exactly what you're getting in for, and there's something to be said for jumping right into the simple joy of causing chaos with no frills or fuss. And like an irradiated dinosaur, it may have a lot more growing to do from here. The plan is for the game to launch into early access on June 18th and receive about 6 months of polishing, quality of life improvements, and new features based on community feedback. My first suggestion, let's get some bigger monsters in there. Stepping on cars and tanks is fun, but stomping buildings would be even better. So yeah, it still sounds like, kind of like Flern was saying, how we didn't see any building destruction. It sounds like we might still be in store for that, and could do with some of those kind of updates. It'll be curious to see what early access is going to look like, how the game's going to be playing and handling. Like they say, it feels bare bones, but we'll see also just the state of it with early access potentially. And then, like they say, with community feedback and everything, this could develop into another good one. Maybe kind of like a Gigabash. That game has grown and grown and grown, and if I remember right, Gigabash even started out originally as a mod project for Godzilla Destroy All Monsters or something like that, and then it just evolved into its own thing, and now they've, I think, came full circle, and now now they have licensed Toho monsters that you can get, and they have Godzilla Destroyer. I mean, they even have Gamera in there now. But yeah, so I mean, it could be just another one of those things that grows and grows and gets. Oops, I'm just trying to get back to the Steam page, but I mean, who knows? It could. could pan out for this. It'd be cool to see. Yeah, even yeah, Gigabash. Like is you can get Godzilla 4-pack, the 4 kaiju pack. Okay, it's got Kiryu, Mechagodzilla, Destroya, Gigan, and Godzilla. And I know that they also have, let's see, where was, I could have sworn they had one with more. Oh yeah, the Godzilla Nemesis pack, which gets you King Ghidorah and Hedorah. So we'll see how this You Are the Monster pans out. I could see people modding it and getting you Godzilla. That'll be kind of cool if people do that. But for now, it'll be like I said, I'm curious to see what early access is gonna look like. And yeah, you give me a game where I get to, you know, destroy shit as a monster, I'm there, dude. Flern says I'd rather see this with cutting edge destructible environments rather than bare bones indie. I need more kaiju spectacle. I understand that, and that's where, you know, it can be a good. The advantage sometimes of things like early access gives an indie developer the ability to polish up and make it a destructible spectacle. But I understand what you mean by what you're talking about, and it would be great. I would love to see more, but unfortunately, I think it's just too niche, too much of a niche market. Because like, I personally loved and enjoyed the PlayStation 4 Godzilla game. I still want an open world style game, especially for Godzilla, to be able to, you know, even travel, not only destroy the whole of Japan, but if I want, swim across the coast and go over and destroy America, destroy other countries as I see fit, and I want to. So that would be, I wish I could get something like that. Still haven't to this day, but like it was, I took what I could with the Godzilla PlayStation game, on the PS4. I enjoyed it. I understand people's problems with it because it is kind of clunky, and it's just all theme park set pieces than an actual, like, and some people really like the Godzilla, like, destroy all monsters, the fighting games and stuff like that, and that's great. And you kind of do some monster fighting, but it is very, very slow. It would be like, you know, it is like setting up a Godzilla movie basically. So personally, I would love it. It would be great just to have something like that. And I don't want myself. I don't like. I enjoy the hell out of Gigabash, but that's just a straight up fighter. I would like a open world destruction monster mash. Give me that, like that level of detail. Yeah, Flern. He's saying like a Microsoft simulator, but with Godzilla. Absolutely, I would love that. I'd be all in. So that would be awesome. But for right now, I mean, we just gotta kind of keep an eye out and see what trickles out, and hopefully somewhere down the line, you know, we'll maybe get something more if it picks up steam. But for right now, like it is, I'm keeping an eye on projects like this. I gotta look for more just to see what else is out there, because I know I found, like, I want to say I talked about another one like similar to this, but I don't remember what it was called, and I haven't been able to see the I don't know if I clipped it out or not, so I was very confused.
Thank you for watching this clip from Respawn Roast Cantina. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see, and check out the full episode.